firm's HR department ordinarily has the primary responsibility for overseeing and coordinating its performance management system. Managers must also be actively involved, particularly when it comes to helping establish the objectives for the program. This helps ensure they are aligned with the company's strategic goals and actually translate to on-the-job efforts and behaviors. Employees are also more likely to accept and be satisfied with the performance management system when they have the chance to participate in the development. Performance standards should be based on job-related requirements derived from a job analysis and reflected in an employee's job description and job specifications. Now, this is what we're chatting about in the discussion board this week. Realistic and specific performance standards that are measurable and written down communicate precise information to employees. When the standard is expressed in specific measurable terms, comparing an employee's performance against it results in more accurate feedback. There are 5 basic considerations for establishing performance standards. First, we have strategic relevance. Strategic relevance refers to the extent to which the performance standards relate to the specific objectives of the organization. A strategy-driven performance evaluation process also provides the documentation HR managers need to justify various training expenses in order to close any gaps between employees' current skills and those they will need in the future to execute their firm's strategy. Second is criteria deficiency. The performance standard should capture the entire range of an employee's performance. When they focus on a single criteria and exclude other important but less quantifiable performance dimensions, then the performance management system is said to suffer from criteria deficiency. Number 3 is criteria contamination. Just as performance criteria can be lacking, they can also be contaminated. There are facts outside the employee's control that can influence his or her performance. So, for example, a comparison of performance of production workers should not be contaminated by the fact that some work with newer machines than others. Now, 4 out of 5 is reliability. Reliability refers to the stability or consistency of a standard or the extent to which the individuals tend to maintain a certain level of performance over time. Reliability can be measured by correlating 2 sets of ratings made by a single rater or by 2 different raters. To make sure managers are rating employees consistently, some companies use a process called calibration. Now, during calibration meetings, a group of supervisors led by their managers and facilitated by HR professionals typically discuss the performance of individual employees to ensure all managers apply similar standards to all of the firm's employees. Calibration meetings can be particularly helpful when it comes to training new managers to appraise employees. The meetings can also be very useful after a merger or acquisition, especially when it's global. Now, our 5th and final is fairness and acceptability. One of the main concerns employees have about performance management systems in general, and evaluations in particular, relates to fairness. Organizational politics, a firm's culture, the orientation of its managers, history, and current competitive conditions can all affect how managers view how well their employees are doing on the job, as well as rate them. Even when evaluations are supposed to be confidential, employees often have a keen sense about whether the process is fair or not, or at least they think they do. Employees who believe the system is unfair are likely to consider the process a waste of time or feel frustrated or cynical. Acceptability relates to hard or how difficult it is to administer and use the performance management system. If using it is time-consuming or difficult, or if it's hard to see how it's really helping the organization, the system is likely to fail. In summary, there are 5 basic considerations for establishing performance standards: strategic relevance, criteria deficiency, criteria contamination, reliability, and fairness and acceptability.